C, changes. T, things. Which leads to now and neatly. O, organized. W, world. Ish, mama, act now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sure we can do it better for the children from the GAEC Basic School. And that very last trot up and down, she obviously is the world and she was strolling around the world. You can definitely see that. And now for the keynote address, which will be delivered by the first gentleman of the land who believes in the education of the children, who believes in a mindset change, who believes in development, who believes that the environment can be reconciled, one more time, man with nature, who believes that together we can forge forward our energies, take sustenance in our diversities, and chart a new course that will make all of us smile together. The President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, I ask you all to stand and welcome the President of the Republic as he gives us the keynote address. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, my children. Sit down. Resume your seats. About 9 years ago, or 10 years ago, I'm not sure which, this was among the first community day schools, popularly called E-blocks, that I commissioned. And since the day I commissioned this school, this is the first time I've come back here. And so I'm very excited to be with you. I'm excited to be with you, my children of Kwabenya Community High School. I'm happy to see the school is thriving and growing from strength to strength. I knew that this school had potential because we opened this school just at the time the computer placement of students was taking place. And some parents in Kwabenya Domi area were frustrated that their children were being sent to faraway places at a tender age. Some were going to Kukurantumi, to Bunkurugu Secondary, to other places. And so the day we commissioned this school, the school was full. Parents whose children had been posted to faraway places quickly brought their children here. And I'm happy to see that the school is serving the community very well. Ayiko. Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, and other ministers of state and deputy ministers of state here present, senior government officials, Mr. Niloy Banerjee, UNDP country representative, members of the diplomatic corps, heads of institutions, Hajia Rahinatu Yakubu Salifu, headmistress of Kwabenya Community Day School, Nime, Name, friends of the media, and let me acknowledge some of our chiefs who are here and to apologize that we didn't greet them. We should have exchanged greetings before the start of this program, but when we are done, I'll come over and come and pay my respects to you. We have Nitete Ahmed II, Kwabenya Jasiche, the principal chief kingmaker of Kwabenya. We have Niamo the first, the Amwaman Kotoku Oblanhi Manche. We have Na Nyoko Aflasu the first, Abofu Queen Mother, Na Dese Omanye Sani the third, Nungwa Okwe Gono Queen Mother. I acknowledge all of you and thank you very much for joining us. It's with deep gratitude and a profound sense of duty I join you today to mark the World Environment Day 2025. This annual observance arrives at a critical juncture when the world is facing escalating environmental threats. It also possesses the knowledge, tools, and collective will to take meaningful action for future generations. This year's theme, Ending Plastic Pollution, could not be more relevant. In Ghana, the widespread use of plastics, once hailed for convenience, is leaving behind a trail of environmental devastation. Plastic is clogging our gutters and waterways, it is littering our beaches, it is polluting our farmlands, and it is choking our urban streams. Indeed, environmental experts are warning us that by 2050, if nothing is done, there will be more plastic in the sea than fish. The amount of plastic in the sea will be more than the fish in the sea. This sobering forecast must awaken us not to despair, but awaken us to action. Plastic pollution is a visible symptom of a deeper challenge. It is a symptom of our broken relationship with nature. But we can and must turn this tide by reimagining plastic not as waste, but as a resource, and restoring harmony with our land and ecosystems. We can transform our economy, we can protect public health, and we can rekindle our national pride. Since assuming office, my government has placed the environment at the heart of Ghana's development strategy. We've created the Ministry of Climate. We've appointed a Minister of Climate Change and Sustainability to integrate environmental considerations across all sectors. We've introduced the National Plastics Management Policy that requires that manufacturers and importers have to take responsibility for the life cycle of the plastics that they produce and place on the market. We revised our solid waste management strategy to reduce the amount of plastic that enters our landfills by 60% by the year 2030, and to implement mandatory waste separation in all our major municipalities. We're already seeing progress. From Tamale to Takrade, local governments are piloting source separation schemes. Color-coded bins in markets have tripled recycling rates. Entrepreneurs are converting used plastics into building materials, textiles, and fuel briquettes. And you just saw the dustbins that you were presented with here. It is made from recycled plastic. Faith-based groups and community volunteers are mobilizing for cleanup exercises before the rainy season. These examples prove that transformation is possible when public policy aligns with citizens' action. But ladies and gentlemen, we must go further. Because of their durability, plastics do not degrade easily. And it is said that a piece of plastic takes 25,000 years to degrade. Plastics, when not managed properly, become a long-term hazard. And that is why today I'm proud to launch the One Tree Per Child initiative. This is a nationwide program that will engage every school-aged Ghanaian child in planting and nurturing at least one tree. Each child will be given a seedling, and the seedlings will be chosen to suit the local ecology of where their schools are. And guided by their teachers, local environmental officers, forestry officers, and traditional leaders, they will be shown how to care and nurture the tree to grow. By 2030, this program will result in tens of millions of trees planted. These are trees that will stabilize our soils, trees that will cool our cities, and trees that will absorb carbon dioxide and restore our degraded ecosystems. More importantly, each tree will serve as a lesson in responsibility, sustainability, and civic pride. This new initiative builds on the foundation of the Tree for Life afforestation program, which I launched in March this year in Nkawie in the Ashanti region. That program targets the restoration of at least 7 million hectares of degraded land and the planting of millions of trees nationwide. As part of our national efforts, I'm pleased to formally announce the commencement of the 2025 National Tree Planting Exercise, which begins today, June 5th, and will continue through till June 30th. Our target is to plant 30 million trees across the country during this period. And I call on every Ghanaian, from school children and market traders to traditional leaders and professionals, to participate actively in this vital national assignment. Let us leave a living legacy for generations yet unborn. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, plastic pollution and deforestation may appear unrelated, but they stem from the exact root cause, treating the environment as an afterthought. Addressing both demands a fundamental shift in how we view development, placing sustainability, resilience, and equity at the center of our development paradigm. A Ghana where children plant and care for trees is a Ghana that will reclaim its forest. A Ghana where children plant and care for trees is a Ghana that will safeguard its watersheds and restore their natural glory. A Ghana that recycles and reuses plastic is a Ghana that will protect public health, foster green jobs, and reduce emissions. But to succeed, we need partnerships. I therefore urge government ministries to coordinate effectively and enforce environmental regulations. I urge local authorities to clamp down on illegal dumping of garbage and support sanitation efforts. I urge security agencies to uphold environmental laws as a matter of national duty. The private sector should invest in recycling infrastructure, adopt circular economy practices, and lead on extended producer responsibility. Development partners would expand support for green innovation, modern recycling technologies, and training programs through our Circular Economy Center of Excellence. And to every Ghanaian, I issue one simple challenge. All of us must say, I will not litter. I will reduce my plastic use. I will plant and care for one tree at least. That is a pledge you have made in front of me. I'm the witness. You all said it. So next time, I don't want to see any of you drink water from sachet plastic and just throw it on the floor. Please walk to the next bin and put it in the bin so that it can be safely disposed of. Let us refuse single-use plastic, sort our waste at home, adopt sustainable alternatives, and teach our children through example that a clean, green Ghana is not only possible, but it is a necessity. Our health, agriculture, tourism, climate resilience, and international reputation all depend on the decisions we make today. In the months ahead, we'll organize regional tree planting festivals, launch national cleanup drives, and host an annual Green Innovation Expo to highlight Ghanaian solutions to environmental challenges. These actions will sustain public momentum and strengthen the national commitment to ecological renewal. Let me take the opportunity to thank the Chief Operating Officer of Maseko, who have promised to assist us plant 30 million trees. They have a record of doing it. They've done it before in Myanmar, and they have come with their expertise to help us grow at least 30 million trees in Ghana. I say thank you very much to the CEO. And I want to recognize a good friend of mine. He was a footballer in England. He's retired. And he got the inspiration to come to Ghana and set up a recycling plant to create both employment, but also to help us dispose of our plastic pollution. And he's here with us today, Mr. Patrick Graham. If you just rise and be acknowledged. Thank you very much. From his own pocket, he has built a plastic recycling plant. He's paid for it. He's employed about 30 Ghanaian youth who are working in that factory and recycling the plastic. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some things that we must do. We can't be planting trees and cutting them down at the same time. And so to reduce the cutting of trees, it is my intention to issue a directive to stop the use of wood for school furniture. We're soon going to pass a directive. School furniture will no longer be made of wood so that we can stop the cutting down of our trees. We will either use recycled plastic for our school furniture or we will use metal furniture. While we deal with plastics and plant trees, let us also not forget the fight against illegal small-scale mining. I want to commend the collaboration between the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology, and the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources and our security services for the progress they are making in the fight against illegal small-scale mining called Galamsey. As I speak, they have seized 300 excavators from illegal miners. 9 forest reserves were no-go areas because the illegal miners were armed to their teeth. Working together with the military and the police, they've been able to evict the illegal miners from 8 of the no-go zone forest reserves. And my understanding is that they're in the process of liberating the last of the 9 red zones. We will not stop at that. We are told that 44 of our forest reserves have been invaded. We have 288 forest reserves in Ghana. And out of the 288, 44 have been invaded by illegal small-scale miners. And so the 9 are the red zone where they were armed to the teeth. Those were the more difficult ones, and so they decided to tackle those first. And now they'll move on to liberate the other 44 forest reserves so that we stop Galamsey in our forest reserves. It is important for us to do so because our rivers take their source from our forest. And so if we destroy our forest, our rivers will also dry up. And so this fight is very important in order that we can hand over a good environment to our younger brothers and sisters and our children who are yet unborn. One of the other things we intend to do is to ban styrofoam as a food packaging material. One of the most pernicious polluters is styrofoam plastic. When you go to buy your food and they put it in that white plastic something, and then you finish eating, you just dump it. That is one of the biggest polluters. And so we're going to ban the importation of styrofoam plastics. We have to use paper packaging or aluminum foil for packaging our food. And so I'm informing the manufacturers and importers of styrofoam. With the Ministry of Environment, soon we're going to ban the importation of styrofoam and production of styrofoam in Ghana. Our food packaging will be made from paper and also from aluminum material. Fellow Ghanaians, the journey from landfill, fellow Ghanaians, it sounds very familiar, yeah? But that's what they wrote in my speech, fellow Ghanaians. Okay, fellow citizens. The journey from landfills to landmarks is not easy, but it is a journey worth making. As we plant trees and reduce plastic pollution, we honor our ancestors and invest in our descendants. Just as our forebears rose to the challenge of independence, let us also rise to the challenge of environmental leadership. I often say that the future is not something we enter, it is something we create for ourselves. So today on this World Environment Day, let us create that future for ourselves. A Ghana that is green, a Ghana that is resilient and just, a Ghana where our forests thrive, a Ghana where our rivers run clear and our communities live in harmony with nature. On this occasion, it is my pleasure to duly launch the World Environment Day 2025. I thank you for your attention. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. One more time, let's hear it for the President of the Republic of Ghana. We're almost at the end of the first part of our enterprise for today, and we will now go to the point where we invite the Director of Corporate Affairs at the Environmental Protection Authority, Audrey Kwaku, to render the vote of thanks on behalf of Professor Nanama Brown-Kluche, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the EPA, who is here in person but is not in the best of health. Let's welcome Madame Audrey Kwaku, please.
Thank you. Your Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, permits me to stand on already established